Hello children, welcome to Math Park. In our park, today we are going to learn about squares and some patterns of squares. So what is the learning objective today? Learning objective is we are going to understand what are squares, properties of squares and some patterns in squares. To watch till end to understand the concept clearly. Okay. Now what is a square? You must have learnt in small classes. Square is a 2D shape which is having 4 sides and all sides are equal. So suppose you have to find the area of a square, we just find side into side. Okay, so why to learn squares? For example, you have a square lawn and you have to plant grass in it. How much grass you need to purchase, right? For that we need to know the area of a square. That is how the application of square in day-to-day life, children. So what is a square? Square is a number multiplied to itself. Suppose I multiply 4 into 4, I get 16. So 16 is a square number. So when a number is multiplied to itself, what we get is called a square number. Now we are going to learn what are some properties of squares. To learn the properties of squares, first let us understand. Here I have listed, squares of first 20 numbers. You can see here number and squares. We have listed the properties, some numbers and squares up to 20. Okay. Now first let us understand. These are the perfect squares. Square of 1 is 1, 2 is 4. So every time when you are finding here, what are these numbers ending with? They are ending with either 0, 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The square numbers, they are ending with either 0, 1, 4, 5 or 6. Right? Everywhere. You look at the 0, 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, 4 and 1. What are the numbers that are not here? We have the digits from 0 to 9. In this, we cannot see 2, 3, 7 and 8. So can we say that the perfect squares end with 0, 1, 4, 5 and 6? The perfect squares will always have in unit digit either 0, 1, 4, 5 or 6. And if the number is having 2, 3, 7 or 8 in the unit place, that number will never be a perfect square. That number will never be a perfect square. So these two properties we understood. Further, let us understand, children. Look at these numbers, okay? So when we are looking at square of 1, it is ending with 1. Square of, when unit digit is 1. Square of 1 is 1. Square of 11 is 121. So if unit digit of a number is 1, the unit digit of a square is 1. So same thing happening with 9, okay? Square of 9 is 81, square of 19 is 361. So when the number is ending with either 1 or 9, the square is ending with 1. That is, when the unit digit of a number is 1 or 9, the unit digit of a square is always 1. So if I talk of what is the square of 29, the number will have definitely the unit digit as 1. Okay, now the square of 2 is 4 and square of 12 is 144. So when the number is ending with 2, the square is ending with 4. The unit digit of a number is 2, the unit digit of a square is 4. So look at this, 2, 4, 12, 144. Same thing happens with 8. Square of 8 is 64 and square of 18 is 324. So whenever the number is having a unit digit as 2 or 8, the unit digit of its square is going to be 4. Okay, 1, 9, 1, 2 and 8, 4. Okay, now let us look for square of 3. Square of 3 is ending with 9 and square of 13 is also ending with 9. Square of 23, square of 33, square of 43, they all will end with 9. So when the number is ending with 3, the square is ending with 9. The unit digit of a square is 9. Same thing happens with 7. Square of 7 is 49 and square of 17 is 289. So any number who is having a unit digit as 7, the unit digit of its square is going to be 9. Okay, easy to remember, children. Look at these combinations: 1, 9, 1, 2, 8, 4, 3 and 7, 9. Okay, now look at this. What happens with 4? When the number is ending with 4, the square is ending with 6. So square of 24 will also have unit digit as 6. So when the unit digit of a number is 4, the unit digit of its square is going to be 6. Okay, same thing happens with 6. Square of 6 is 36. Square of 16 is 256. So when unit digit of a number is 6 or 4, the unit digit of its square will always be 6. Okay. Now look at what? When the number is ending with 0, the square will end with 0. When the number is ending with 0, the square will end with 0. Square will have 2 zeros rather. And if there are 2 zeros at the end of the number, there will be 4 zeros in the end of the square. So the perfect squares will always have even number of zeros. The perfect squares will always have even number of zeros. Okay, now children, we have seen that the numbers which are ending with 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 or 0, they are perfect square. But every time the numbers ending with these digits will not be perfect square. That we are going to learn in next video. Okay, how to determine whether the given numbers are perfect squares or no, that we are going to learn in next video. So these properties understood. Furthermore, let us understand little more properties. Suppose we take two consecutive squares. Let us take the square of 4. Let us say suppose n and n plus 1. Okay, so let n is 4 and n plus 1 is 5. So if I take the square of 4 and square of 5, so there will always be 2n non-perfect squares. 2n non-perfect squares between two consecutive square numbers. There will be always 2n non-perfect squares between two consecutive square numbers. So square of 4 is 16, square of 5 is 25. My n is here 4, so my 2n is going to be 2 into 4, which is 8. So when we look at, there will be definitely 8 non-perfect squares between the squares of 4 and 5. So which are 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So between two consecutive squares there will be 2n non-perfect squares. Okay. So this was about the properties of squares. Now let us understand some interesting patterns in squares. Let us understand some interesting patterns in squares, children. So to understand the interesting patterns, what type of patterns we are going to learn today. So we know that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, these are all what? Consecutive odd numbers. They are consecutive odd numbers. If I add two consecutive odd numbers, that number is going to be square of 2. If I add three consecutive odd numbers, 1 plus 3 plus 5, which is going to be 9, and that is going to be square of 3. So when I am adding say 10 consecutive odd numbers, that is going to be square of 10. If I am adding 7 consecutive odd numbers, that is going to be square of 7. Interesting. If you are asked, we know that 25 is a perfect square. Write this number as sum of consecutive odd numbers. What you have to do simply? You simply have to add 5 consecutive odd numbers. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. Look, isn't it 25? And which is square of 5? So what we have learned that when we add consecutive odd numbers, first 2 consecutive odd numbers will be square of 2. First 3 consecutive odd numbers will be square of 3. First 7 consecutive odd numbers will be square of 7. So this one pattern, understood? Okay, one more pattern, children. Square of any odd number can be written as sum of consecutive numbers. Okay, let us take square of 9. So 9 square, I know it is what? It can be written as sum of 2. It is 81. So 81 can be written as 40 plus 41. Square of any odd number can be written as sum of two consecutive numbers. Let us take 11, and 11 square is 121. 121 can be written as 60 plus 61. 13 square, which is 169, just divided by 2. You get 160 divided by 2 is 80, and 9 is 4 plus 5. So it is going to be 84 plus 85. So we have seen 2 patterns, children. There are many more patterns that we will discuss in another video. Keep watching. In the next video, which is the continuation of this, we are going to learn how to identify whether the given number is perfect square and also finding the square root of a number. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.